Luna Ascending by Zaina Wilder. Copyright Zaina Wilder 2024. All rights reserved. Chapter 22. Freya. Stretching out in bed, I slowly open one eye, then the other. Gingerly climbing out of bed, I wait, staring at my toes on the cool marble floor in the bright light of the morning, but nothing. I take a few cautious steps to the window, throwing open the curtains, and I pause. No headache. I happy dance to the kitchen, humming a chirpy song. It's flat, out of key, but Hellfire's so full of joy. A decent sleep, no migraine. I have to do this more often. I'm energised, and normally I don't even feel vaguely awake in the mornings. A quick casting session later, and I'm skipping out the door to meet Liz. Just as I leave, a sparkle catches my eye. Shit! My bracelet! My ring! I groan. What on earth would Marc have thought if he'd come home to find that on the counter? My stomach flips as I reach Liz's. They'll both be there this morning, Liz and Tavy. What if he still thinks badly of me for the whole fiasco with Dirk and Marc? Maybe he'll make small talk for Liz's sake. Or maybe he'll make it clear he despises me. It's frustrating how much it matters what Tavy thinks of me. Taking a deep breath, I ring the bell, and then toy with the hem of my shirt while I wait for them to answer. Designer. Marc's stylist bought the shirt for me. I bet Liz'll recognise it. I shuffle from foot to foot. What is taking so long? I catch a strain of girly giggling, and finally the door opens. Liz stands in front of me, cheeks flushed, in a long shirt that reaches her knees. A man's shirt. Can't you keep your hands to yourselves for a short minute? You knew I was coming, Liz. Tavy's fingers intertwine with Liz's, and he steps into view, grinning lopsidedly. No, ma'am. Flinging myself onto Liz's sofa, I groan. Don't call me ma'am, Tavy. It makes me feel ancient. My hand touches something damp and sticky, and I glance alarmed at the cushions as I flail wildly trying to stand up. Please tell me I didn't just... What was that white sticky stuff? Liz... Liz cackles. Darling, it was milk, cow's milk. Tavy pounced while I was eating breakfast. Don't worry, we took it to the bedroom, you little prude. Wrinkling my nose, I wiped my hand violently on my trousers, despite her reassurances. It was a mistake coming around this morning. Tavy, however, puts me at ease quickly, and our chat starts to flow. He calls me out for cock-blocking him, but it's friendly, teasing. I love watching him around Liz. They just fit. I can't ever see Marc and I being like this. It leaves a little hollow feeling in my chest somehow. Snapping myself out of it before either of them notice, I tune back into the conversation. Liz is ripping Tavy a new one for some girl coming on to him. He blushes, protesting his innocence. It's clear Liz doesn't really think he encouraged it, but she's still not letting him off the hook. I grin. That's my girl. My eyes dance between the two of them as they back and forth. It's good he's here, especially now it's clear he doesn't actually hate me. I can pick both their brains about otherworldly things. Except, I suppose, it's my world now. Tavy is a born teacher. He takes time to explain things that must be second nature to someone born into all this. He's far more patient than Liz, with her eye-rolling, huffing and stamping feet. Better still, Tavy knows more about witches. What the coven have taught me? It's all superficial. It's no practical use. Until now, I didn't even understand being a magic user was a genetic variant. Witches and humans aren't completely different species, but the magic does need to be passed down from somewhere. I exchange a look with Liz, and she scrunches her nose. None of my family seem particularly magical. We dissect the possibilities. My alcoholic mum isn't even into incense and candles, never mind showing an inclination towards the occult. Of course, I don't know who Dad was. My stepfather was always quick to rub it in that my dad didn't ever want to know about me. At least my siblings' deadbeat dad sent the occasional birthday card, and saw them once a year, maybe at Christmas, maybe on a birthday. But mine? Nothing. So maybe it was him. Maybe he had the magical gene. Neither my tarty sister or drug-dabbling brother have ever done anything remotely magical, unless you count their ability to get into shit. Apparently, not everyone expresses the gene, even if they have it. But still, I don't see it. Not my sister. Not my asshole brother. Tavy explains that witching families tend to keep it quiet if they have a latent child. It's seen as a disgrace. They'll resort to dangerous dark magic to force the gene to express itself. Or just put the kid up for adoption. It's medieval. Why can't parents just be happy with the kids they have? Was my dad a witch? Or maybe both Mum and Dad were carriers without knowing? I'm no further forward. I don't even know my dad, so I don't know my grandparents. It's possible it came from him, but then Mum and her sisters, they were in the care system. Hell, my hippie auntie, my mum's sister, is the closest to a witch I can come up with, and that's clutching at straws. She was just a law unto herself. She'd turn up unannounced, whisk us kids off camping into the depths of some nature reserve, smoke funny cigarettes, and tell us stories around the bonfire until silly hours of the morning. She always managed to make mundane things exciting, special. Mum was never more alive than those short spells where Auntie Morgan turned up to live with us, but always something would come up, and off she went. And then my auntie just stopped showing up anymore. Mum never wanted to talk about her after that. After all my worry about Tavy, it's a really pleasant, relaxing morning. Our conversation rambles between witchcraft and genetics, the extraordinary and the everyday. I'm loving it. Then the peace is broken. Tavy's phone erupts in a klaxon-like alarm. He shoots into the next room to take the call, Liz on his tail. They return only moments later, tight-lipped and drawn. What the hell? I glance between them. Darling, it's a shifter emergency, nothing for you to worry about. Liz hustles me to the door and towards my car. Wait, Liz, maybe I can help. What's wrong? Tell me. She pulls a face, her lips turning down at the edges. Darling, I can't tell you. The shifters don't trust you. You're engaged to the problem. The Devaldos... Liz sighs. They're causing some major issues. I trust you, Freya, but you're not yourself around that sleazeball. I don't know what he might persuade you to do, to say. I drag a sharp breath in, feeling a stab of hurt. She shrugs, mouthing sorry as she strong-arms me into the car and shuts the door in my face. Sitting in the back of my car, being driven home, I can't work out my emotions at all. I ought to be absolutely spitting at Liz. Not just for refusing to trust me, but for insulting Marc. The chauffeur catches my eye. Tough day when friends are that brutally honest. I nod, opening my mouth to respond. Shit. What if he tells Marc? I clamp my jaw shut. I really can't hack Marc's petty rage if he finds out. The more Marc's away, the weaker my obsession with him is. It's as if the time apart lets me work out what I really think without his intoxicating presence. It's kind of disconcerting. I can be head over heels for him one day, willing to do anything he asks, and then, when he leaves, genuinely pretty apathetic about the relationship. Then he's back, and the cycle starts again. I sigh, leaning my forehead on the glass and staring out the car window into the dusk. It's a balance. Of course it feels different when he's actually here, when I'm not alone. When he's around, my worries about him, about us, are magicked away. I twirl my engagement ring on my finger. I'm just lonely. That's it. Lonely. I empty some luxurious bubble bath into the steaming water and pad around the ensuite, lighting candles. I'm just starting to relax into my bubble bath when I hear Marc arrive home. My heart speeds up. He wasn't due back for days. He crashes through the apartment and into the bathroom. I gasp. His face is a thunderstorm. I'm suddenly acutely aware of being naked, vulnerable. "You said you were going to the library," he spits, his eyes raking me up and down hungrily. "Why the fuck does the GPS show you parked up for hours over in Finniston? Finniston, where Liz lives." I pluck a towel from the rail and stand in the bath, wrapping it tightly around myself. My hands shake slightly. I changed my mind. Wanted to see Liz, I stutter, trying to edge out the bath around him to get to my bathrobe. Before I can register what's happening, Marc's hand shoots out and grabs my wrist. He twists until I drop my towel, yelping in pain. "Don't lie to me, ma chérie. I hate it when you lie." "Marc, stop! You're hurting me!" Tears spring to my eyes. He gives a final harsh tug before he lets my wrist go. The red imprint is livid against my pale skin. I stand, staring down at it, unsure if I should make a grab for my bathrobe. His hands twitch, like he might go for me again, and I feel so incredibly vulnerable, naked under his inscrutable stare. "I don't like you hanging around, Liz. You know that. You and we need a little talk once I get back," he snarls. "You, I, and that delicious little body of yours. You need to do as you're told, as is expected of you. If you don't, you'll learn there are consequences." He storms out of the bathroom, and my whole body starts to shake. I crumple into a heap on the cool tile, pulling my robe toward me, clutching it. I just went to see my friend. I shouldn't need permission. He bangs around the apartment, shouting about my clutter and how he can't find anything. Suddenly, the noise is replaced by a deafening silence. Every second that creeps by, my chest tightens further. Finally, his icy voice breaks it. "What exactly is this, frère? Dread pulls in my stomach. I have no idea what he's talking about, but his tone is pure poison. I fist my robe in my hands. His voice floats through the bathroom door. Why the fuck are you painting wolves? Who have you been hanging out with? Answer me. I breathe out, my fingers loosening again. Jeez, Marc, is that all? I had a weird dream. I woke up and painted it. Well, it was fresh in my mind. Now that I don't have to paint for Crumb, I can paint what I like. Can't I? He stomps through to the ensuite and peers down into my face. I freeze, staring up at him, eyes wide. He nods once and backs out again. The crashing resumes in the living room, and my shoulders slump. That man is so unpredictable. He puts me on high alert whenever he's even vaguely angry. Stay here, frère. You hear me? Do not cause me any more trouble tonight, or you will regret it. One final crash reverberates through the apartment as he slams the front door. He doesn't even wait for my response. Knows he doesn't need to. I take a deep, trembling breath in, then walk, wet-toed and dejected, into the living room. It isn't the first time I've been the subject of Marc's quick temper, but it is the first time he's laid hands on me hard enough to bruise. I rub my wrist ruefully. Shit, my aunt's charm bracelet and my engagement ring. They're still in the bathroom with the abandoned bubble bath. I start back to get them, but a surge of indignance runs through me, and instead I throw myself down on the sofa. How dare he? It hits me like a bucket of cold water. This is the first time I've been properly angry at Marc since we got engaged. Normally, I end up angry with myself for making him cross. Hours later, and I turn over again in bed, frustrated with the bedsheets tangling themselves around my ankles, frustrated that my mind won't settle. I can't stop thinking. What's the emergency? An emergency that my best friend and my fiancé are on the opposite sides of. My wrist aches, and inside I feel raw. I recount Marc's behaviour, and humiliation hits all over again. It's a familiar, gut-twisting sensation. It's the way I feel whenever we argue, and weirdly, whenever we're intimate, degraded, devalued. Now though, now that I'm angry, the past few months cooped up in here with him look entirely different. The tinted spectacles are off. The spell has run out. Whatever it is, it's plain as day. How could I not see it? The asshole is manipulating me. How did I become this weak excuse of a person? I've been letting him make all my decisions, worrying excessively over what he'll think, how he'll react, allowing him to quietly bully me into doing shit. My whirrs whirs. I can't keep living like this. My skin crawls at the idea. Things are not okay. I need out. Eventually, I give up on trying to sleep and pad through to the home gym. Only after I really focus am I able to relax enough to meditate. My mind slowly stops racing and my heart rate settles. I may as well practice some magic. I might be slightly more relaxed, but I'm not sleeping tonight. At least this way I can distract myself. I manage a few complicated casts, and I'm just moving on to attempting some basic fast flow when my phone rings. It's Liz's theme tune. Without thinking, I dive across the apartment, reaching the phone in a blink. I did it! Fast flow. I did it. A stupid grin plasters my face as I answer. Gasping echoes down the line, and my triumph vanishes. Liz's panicked voice comes through, mixed with static. Freya, we've attack, ambush, Marcel thinks. Darling, you have to leave. Get out. I only vaguely understand they've been attacked, but what is obvious from her tone is that she's in pain. The line is shocking and there's a lot of background noise. Straining, I make out only a few snippets more before she gasps and the connection breaks. I'm left standing, holding my phone, in complete and terrifying silence.